Welcome in to Braves Pregame Live, presented to you by JV Sports. I'm your host, Jason Wills, and the Braves open up a 3-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks here at Truist Park on July 29th, 2022. We've got an exciting matchup, Madison Bumgarner facing off against Kyle Wright, and let's dive right into that pitching matchup, starting with Madison Bumgarner, who is 6-9 this season. Not the best after what he's been in the Giants in previous years. He faced the Braves last year, having that no-hitter in a 7-inning game, but this year has been much different for him. As well as that 6-9 record, he's got a 3.71 ERA, which is pretty good, but being on a team like the Diamondbacks, not a lot of run support there. As looking at splits, he's 1-6 on the road with a 4.71 ERA, which hopefully the Braves can capitalize on with a good offensive night, going 1-for-7. Obviously, the away crowd is putting a lot of pressure on him, and he really hasn't done well. But he has shown some improvement in this past month, going 3-1 with a 3.96 ERA and an opponent batting average of 2.42. His last start versus the Washington Nationals, he went 8 innings, giving up just 2 runs on 4 hits while striking out 9. Now, Kyle Wright, who's 12-4. He's been great for the Braves all year with a 2.95 ERA, that 12-4 record, most wins for the Braves. And now looking at his splits, he's 8-2 at home this year with an ERA just above 3. And this month has been a really good month, as most of the months have. He's 3-0 with a 2.63 ERA. And his last start on Saturday was against the Angels. He went 6 innings, giving up 7 hits, 2 runs, and striking out 8. Now, this pitching matchup might seem familiar to some, as back on June 1st, we had the exact same matchup in Arizona to finish off a 3-game series. The Braves were down 2 in the series, ended up winning that one after getting 2 early off Bumgarner. Wright went 6 shutout with 5 strikeouts. The Diamondbacks bullpen gave up 4. Braves won 6-0, and that was actually the start of their win streak. Now, hopefully this series gives the same kind of boost to the Braves as it did back in June, as they come off a rough stretch since Kyle Wright's last start, being 1-3 and losing the series in Philadelphia. Now moving on to your starting lineups here tonight. We're going to start you off with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off and playing third base is Josh Rojas. Alek Thomas is in center field. Ketel Marte at second. Christian Walker at first. David Peralta in left. Dalton Varsho in right. Jake McCarthy is DHing. Behind the dish at the 8-hole is Carson Kelly and Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop. Now, this Arizona lineup is 3-for-15 versus Wright with a 200 batting average. Now, that only appearance, like we talked about, was back on June 1st, where he went 6 shutouts. So this lineup hasn't scored a run. The last 3 guys, McCarthy, Kelly, and Perdomo, haven't faced Wright, so maybe it'll be a different outcome. Hopefully not, as we'll talk about later. Moving on to the Braves, we have Ronald Acuna leading off, coming back after 2 days off, sat out the final game of the series against Philadelphia on Wednesday. Dansby Swanson at the 2-hole. Austin Riley, who's been really hot, at the 3-hole. Darno behind the dish catching. Next is Olsen at first. Ozuna DHing. Eddie Rosario in left. Orlando Arcia at second base. And batting ninth is Michael Harris in center field. This Braves lineup is 11-for-78 in their career versus Bumgarner with a 1-for-1 batting average. So Diamondbacks have hit Wright a little more, but they definitely have less hits after only 1 appearance, while the Braves have played Bumgarner a couple times. A lot of the hits, though, came from Ozuna, who's 5-for-23 in his career against Bumgarner. Could see something big from him. Now, moving on to some questions that we have. With Duvall coming out and the approaching deadline, What are the Braves going to do to fill some of those holes? It seems like they're going to need an outfielder, a starter, and possibly an extra bullpen guy to pitch high leverage innings. Now, one player that I think they should target is Ian Happ from the Cubs. He batted over 300 in the series in Chicago versus the Braves that ended the 14-game win streak that I talked about earlier. And Chicago is likely to be trading Happ away, and if the Braves can have him, it'll be definitely a big boost to their recently depleted lineup with Duvall coming out. Definitely some other pitching guys we can look at with Ian Anderson struggling, concerns that Strider's not going to be able to maintain for a while. Some moves have already been made, but we know Alex Anthopoulos is going to make some moves like he did last year. Maybe not as extreme, but definitely looking for a deal to be made in the next couple of days, so look out for that. Moving on to the keys for tonight's game. Austin Riley has been really hot. He just lost his 18-game hitting streak on Wednesday, and he's been batting .408 with 10 homers and a 1.266 OPS in the past 30 days, and a .455 average and a 1.318 OPS in the past week. So he's looking to continue that. We could see a home run. Hopefully he can lead this Braves offense to victory. Kyle Wright is my other key. He hasn't lost all month. Looks to continue that going in his last start of the month. The run differential in Wright starts this month are +10 in favor of the Braves. So he's been getting run support. He's been doing 6-7 shutout innings, getting those strikeouts. Keep up his success, and we can get this series started off with a victory. That is all for Braves Pregame Live here at JV Sports. Yet again, I'm Jason Wills, and I will see you all tomorrow. Go Braves.